Hi, this is Titus Welliver. You're listening to TV Confidential.
Cast all your fears aside, say you will be mine.
Ed Robertson with a reminder that the next edition of TV Confidential will premiere next week on this station at the usual time. Our guests will include Jerry Jewell. Jerry Jewell, star of The Facts of Life. Jerry will also be seen in Carol of the Bells, which opens the Bentonville Film Festival on Tuesday, May 7th. You'll also see her in the upcoming Deadwood reunion movie, which premieres later in May on HBO. Jerry Jewell will join us next week on TV Confidential. We hope you'll join us for that. In the meantime, on the line with us right now is our friend Kat Kramer, daughter of actress Karen Kramer and legendary film producer-director Stanley Kramer. Kat is one of the producers and one of the cast members of Turnover. Turnover, the award-winning comedy drama directed by Linda Palmer that also features Paul Guilfoyle, Donna Mills, Beverly Todd, Carlos Carrasco, and other familiar faces. For our listeners in Southern California, Turnover will open the Palm Springs International Down Syndrome Film Festival, which takes place Friday, May 3rd through Sunday, May 5th at the Camelot Theaters in Palm Springs. For more information, turnovermovie.com, facebook.com/turnover.themovie. You can follow Kat Kramer on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram.
Also, I have to say that my website, KatherineKramer.com, has been updated. We're still fine-tuning it, but there will be a lot of content about Turnover and, a lot of the things I've been doing. It's somewhat updated from what it was before, so definitely check that out. And the music from Gemstone will be, able to be listened to very soon on there as well.
Gemstone is your new album.
Yes, but I don't have a release date yet. It's been a labor of love, and it kind of goes along with my solo show, my duet with Mick. I'm sure you can make the association. The Rolling Stones. Especially now, it's kind of interesting because of Mick's health situation. I'm so happy that he's. Well, I knew he would pull through, but it's just that me being such a huge Rolling Stones fanatic and aficionado, prepared to see the show next month, and then that happened. But this is something that is more focused on Mick's solo songs that he. Sometimes he collaborated, like there's one on there, Say You Will, that he co-wrote with Dave Stewart of the Eurythmics. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, they're mixed solo, and a few Stones, rare love songs that he wrote with Keith Richards. And then I have this one Keith Richards solo song that I absolutely I love the song so much that I covered, and it's from Talk Is Cheap, which was Keith's first solo album, and that actually is being released. I think it was re-released last week. It was re-released for the 30th anniversary. So, of course, I discovered it later, after that, and recorded that song over the past few years. But it's really focused on their solo material, and it's pretty eclectic. It doesn't really follow any pattern, except that I changed the lyrics on some of them to fit me. Being a female, I did reverse the lyrics
Sure.
a bit. Whether those songs... Some of the songs will end up in my solo show will remain to be seen because I am revamping that finally for 2020, and I still play all the characters in it, but it will be a little bit different than it was before, and now it'll finally be, the realization of a long-time dream of how I wanted the show to be, and it's going to reflect, I think, more, the times more from when I first debuted it just a few years ago. Was before the Me Too movement, and so I'm going to add a lot of those elements, just which I think will update it a bit, and I hope Mick gets a kick out of it because it's really a love letter to him as well and what he's contributed.
You mentioned changing some of the lyrics when you perform the song. In a way, performing a song is not unlike performing a role for film in that you bring to it who you are as a person as well as a performer, in your interpretation will come across in the singing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's all singing is telling a story. Mm-hmm. So for anyone who doesn't know that. And also I felt, and I still do, but I've always felt that Mick was, looked upon as a rock star, obviously, which he is, and just kind of this sex symbol, lead singer for the Rolling Stones, womanizer, jet setter. I mean, all those things that and the legend that he's become. But he was so much more than that. And as a songwriter on his own, when he and Keith both did their individual solo albums, and there's only been a few, but Keith was more regarded somehow. Yet, he's a musician and a guitar player, and he has a nice voice.
Mm-hmm.
And I love his songs, but they're very hard to sing. There's no real structure, no beginning, middle, and end. And Mick is a traditional songwriter where the song has a beginning, middle, and end, and it's much more country and a lot of ballads, which you wouldn't really think he'd be writing. So, but I've turned them all into my own version anyway. I mean, I never sang in the tempos or the style in which he sang them. I will say that I do sometimes sing in his key, though.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of, even though I sound totally different, I didn't have to change the key.
Yeah. There's very much a country western vibe in the arrangement of Say You Will that is featured on your album, Gemstone.
Yeah, and that was actually produced and arranged by Jimmy Ripp, who was Mick's musical director on his solo albums, and when he did his solo tours back in the 80s, like in Japan and Australia and even here in New York, Jimmy Ripp was his, that was his Keith Richards on the tour. That was his guitar player. That was his musical director, so to speak. So I actually went to him and asked him to do it because he knew the songs and to help me change what Mick had done originally. And then Bernard Fowler, who's still sings with the Stones and has his own album coming out of his take on some Stones songs. He produced a lot of the tracks too. But on the ones that I think you listened to, those two were Jimmy Ripp. And I was able to do a duet with the late Billy Preston. So that was like the first song I really recorded, and then I've been doing them since then all the way up till now. And I still have a couple more to do. But right now there's 12 songs on it. So at least I would think at least I was able to record them and explore them, and whether anybody likes it or not is their decision, but at least I did it. That's how I look at it.
Well, look, it's difficult to get anything made today for any number of reasons. And the fact that you're doing it, you're getting it produced, that's an accomplishment in and of itself. All you could do is put it out there and deliver your best. And going back to our conversation with Linda, be authentic, be who you are, and deliver your best, and let the rest do the rest.
Absolutely.
On the line with us is Kat Kramer. Kat is one of the producers and one of the cast members of Turnover. Turnover will open the Palm Springs International Down Syndrome Film Festival, which takes place Friday, May 3rd through Sunday, May 5th at the Camelot Theaters in Palm Springs. For more information, turnovermovie.com, facebook.com/turnover.themovie. Kat is a regular cast member and associate producer of Child of the 70s. All 5 seasons of Child of the 70s are available online at funnyordie.com, official childofthe70s.com, as well as YouTube and other platforms.
And speaking of, getting something out there is a labor of love. Child of the 70s, we did finally have our 5th season, and that is the final, as of now, that's the final season for the show. And we launched it in February, but some people are just now discovering it, that there is a season 5, and I introduced a new character into that, but it's really more about, I don't want to give that away either, because Frances Rye basically ends the whole series when you see it. It's basically the grand finale of and I don't know if they'd be able to bring it back in a realistic way, even though it's a very over-the-top, campy show, not meant to be rooted in reality, but it's pretty clear that when you see it, that, that's the end of the show. I was only on 3 seasons.
Kat plays Frances Rye, the soap opera diva, on Child of the 70s. And I said this to you last time, Kat, I'll say it again. It's a quote-unquote web series. It does not look like a web series. The production values are excellent.
It's on some platforms that are like Netflix, like Reverie.com,
yeah,
Funny or Die, but I just watch it on YouTube. I mean, especially this season is really good, but it has played in Europe and in certain markets as an actual series, not a web series.
All 5 seasons of Child of the 70s are available, funnyordie.com, YouTube, other online platforms. The website, I believe, is the official childofthe70s.com.
That's correct, yes.
And Kat Kramer, as we said, she plays Frances Rye in Child of the 70s. She also plays Rabbi Herbert Schweitzer Gold. Yeah.
Yes.
And again,
other characters.
And again, the cool thing is you own the rights to those characters, so you can take...
I do. I created them, like Lily did with Ernestine and Edith Ann and all of her characters. And when they asked me to do them, I put my own... I was able to name them and create them.
Mm-hmm.
I plan to take them outside the show. We'll see where they go. They're probably going to end up either in my duet with Mick or, some other... Well, I know at least one of them will.
Or maybe perhaps in your one-woman show.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, the beauty of the one-woman show, it allows you to, even though it's just you on the stage, carrying it, depending on the story you're telling in the one-woman show form, it allows you, the form itself allows you to slip out of different characters.
It does. It gives me the freedom because no one else is playing the parts but me. So.
Is there anything else down the pike for you, Kat, that you're at liberty to discuss that I have not asked you about?
Yes. I launched the 10th anniversary of Kat Kramer's Films That Changed the World last July with another elephant rescue. Well, the film I presented with Lily was very brutal. That was about the abuse of elephants in zoos and circuses. This is more of a family film, and it's an award-winning documentary about an elephant rescue in Thailand called Love and Bananas, an Elephant Story. Also made by Ashley Bell, who's an actress who was making her directorial debut, and Lex Scheilert, who's the Shiro in the story, who's the elephant rescuer, basically, and has her own sanctuary, and has given up her life to save elephants, and that was very female-driven. The elephant that was the one being rescued is also a female, so that started my theme of Shiros for Change.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to continue that on this year. I just have not been able to schedule. I know the films I'm going to be presenting, and I know who's going to be getting the Hunt for Humanity Award, but that has not been officially announced yet. So I will definitely let you know. It's a matter of scheduling, but I finally have found a recipient. I mean, there's many worthy recipients because Marcia Hunt is 101, and I want her to be able to be there to present the award. She was the first recipient, and it's named after her, the Hunt for Humanity Award. But, I had to find someone who's actually not only an activist, and it could be a man or a woman. It doesn't just have to be a female, but this is a female, someone who's actually making documentaries, producing documentaries with social content, and that's the focus of their company, and not a lot of people know that. So I'm really shining a light on not only their activism and their body of work, but these movies that they've made and produced that are about primarily women overcoming obstacles, social justice themes, and women filmmakers and women subjects.
Well, when you're ready to announce your next screening and when Gemstone comes out, by all means, please let us know. It's always fun to chat with you, Kat Kramer. We look forward to our next conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Got a product or service that you want our listeners to know about? Become an advertiser or underwriter of TV Confidential and let our brand help promote your brand. For more information, go to televisionconfidential.com/advertise or visit the TV Confidential page at advertisecast.com.
If you haven't been listening to TV Confidential, this is who you're missing.
Ben Asner,
Connie Stevens, Dawn Wells,
Eric Braden,
Tony Camille,
Anson Williams, Don Most, Troy Finnis, Peter Marshall,
Sherry Alberoni,
George Slaughter, Dan Castellaneta, Taylor Hicks, Lindsay Wagner, Loretta Swett,
and many, many more of your favorite celebrities and people behind the scenes in the world of television. That's TV Confidential, every week on this station
and every day online at televisionconfidential.com.
Become a TV Confidential confidant and receive unlimited access to the last 5 years of TV Confidential, plus other exclusive members-only content. Enter the coupon code CONFIDENTIAL when you sign up to become a confidant, and your first month of membership will be just $4.95. That's $5 off the regular monthly price. To join right now, go to televisionconfidential.com, click Become a Confidant, and enter the coupon code Confidential.
Hi, everybody. This is Benny Biffle.
And this is Sammy Schuster.
And you're listening to TV Confidential.
Confidentially.
I used to be your party doll.
Ed Robertson with enough time to tell you that the Disneyana Fan Club collectible show and sale is the place to go to find the very best Disney collectibles and products, old and new, for purchase. This year's Disneyana Fan Club collectible show and sale takes place Sunday, May 5th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Delta by Marriott Hotel, located at the corner of Chapman and Harbor, south of Disneyland in Garden Grove, California. Everything Disney will be there that day, including collectibles of all ages, artwork, figurines, stamps, postcards, CDs, and albums. Special guests scheduled to appear that day will include Will Ryan, Margaret Tinkerbell Kelly, and TV Confidential's Greg Ehrbar. There will also be a silent auction, plus door prizes, raffles, and a whole lot more. For tickets and more information, go to DisneyanaFanClub.org. A reminder for our listeners in Southern California that Turnover is scheduled to open the Palm Springs International Down Syndrome Film Festival Friday, May 3rd at the Camelot Theaters in Palm Springs, California. Kat Kramer is scheduled to appear that night along with Jamie Brewer. For more information, turnovermovie.com, facebook.com/turnover.themovie. A reminder for our listeners in the New York area that Julie Budd will be performing at the Birdland Theater in New York City from Wednesday, May 1st through Saturday, May 4th. She'll be performing her live show, The Songs of My Life, and the composers who wrote them. For tickets and more information, go to birdlandjazz.com. Julie's latest CD, Remembering Mr. Sinatra, features Julie's interpretation of 9 Frank Sinatra classics, including All the Way and Come Rain, Come Shine. Remembering Mr. Sinatra, as well as Julie's other CDs, are available at Amazon.com, iTunes, CD Baby, and wherever music is sold online. Finally, a reminder that Carol of the Bells opens the Bentonville Film Festival May 7th to May 11th, 2019. For more information, BentonvilleFilmFestival.com. And follow Lee Purcell on Twitter and on Instagram and Facebook.com/Lee Purcell fan page. That'll do it for a program this week, folks. Ed Robertson, on behalf of Tony Figueroa, Donna Allen, Phil Grace, Greg Ehrbar, and our producer, Chris Corman, thank you so much for listening. We will talk to you next time on TV Confidential. You can listen to this show all over again as a podcast on TuneIn, iTunes, Spreaker, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and other podcast platforms. Best of all, it's free. To find out how to subscribe to the TV Confidential podcast, go to the homepage at televisionconfidential.com and click subscribe now.